Welcome back to Chicago Car Club. Today we're going to be taking a look at this awesome 1973 Mercedes Benz 280c Coupe. This is a two-owner car from the Northshore of Chicago, a very affluent neighborhood. We have a lot of documentation, including the original window sticker, along with the original owner's placard, the build sheets or the build placards, manuals, service records, all of that. This car was dealer rust-proof from new. It is a factory AC car. It has a Becker Europa AM/FM radio. It is an automatic floor shift. This car, we bought it from the second owner. The car was bought new from Motor Werks in Barrington of Illinois. It spent its whole life up on the north side of the city. The owner who we purchased it from, his son owns a mechanic shop in Winnetka, and he had carefully maintained this car over the years. It was originally a black car. It may have been resprayed at one point. We're not certain, but we're going to take you around, show you everything on it so that you can be confident making a purchasing decision. If off the photos and video alone, we're as transparent as possible to the best of our ability. We want to make sure that you're comfortable and you feel that you're seeing everything that we see on this car. Power steering. It has folding armrests, tinted glass, four-wheel disc brakes. It's over, the black paint is over a bamboo textured upholstery with tan interior, and it shows really, really well. The paintwork looks great on it. It's got only a couple areas around the wheel openings with some little rust areas and some paint blistering we'll show you. The tires have plenty of tread on them, but we do see some dry cracking here, so it would benefit from being replaced at some point in the near future. Again, we have all original documents on this car, including the manual. It has 62,000 original miles from what we understand. The car traded hands in roughly 1988 with somewhere around 55,000 miles on the odometer. And it was sold to the second owner, which is who we bought it from, who literally drove the car a couple times a year, averaging somewhere around 300 to 500 miles a year over the course of the next 30 or so years. As you'll see here around the wheel openings, this side is nice and clean and dry. As we move around, you'll see at the back, there's a couple little repair places, super common on this body style, below the rear bumper where there was some form of rust repair or some sort of preventative care there. A couple little blisters here in the wheel opening. I don't know, it's up to you. There's a couple door dings from garage parking, a couple little paint chips that have been touched up on it, but all in all, the car shows beautifully. The trim, the bright work, the bumpers, everything looks really nice. We see no signs of any accidents on the car. The panel fitment is really good. All the doors, trunks, and hood all open really nicely. Little smush mark there on the trim. A lot of originality on this car. You'll see when we get in the trunk, it's nice and dry back there, super dry in fact. You can see below the bumper here, there's a little bit of, somebody had done some sort of repair there, not exactly sure to what extent. And what I was saying before is, it's something you could keep an eye on, and most people aren't going to see it. It's so far down on the body, or it could be tended to. Personally, I might leave it until I see that it's doing anything different than what it is right now, if it was spreading or something like that. But for the most part, this car can be enjoyed and driven and brought around anywhere and really shows really well. As you can see inside the door, the panels are nice. This car was rust-proof from new. We see those plugs there. The underside of the doors are nice and dry. Again, those yellow plugs are from the dealer rust-proofing when the car was new. The dash, the interior is super clean, very consistent with the mileage. The bamboo mats still look great. The original carpets and mats underneath look great. The back seat looks like nobody's ever sat in it. To be honest, the front passenger seat looks like nobody's ever sat in it as well. The headliner's in good shape. The glass is super clean. The owner's son, an older gentleman himself who owns the mechanic shop, said that he kept the car in his garage. He seldom drove it, and his dad was the one maintaining it at the shop there. It runs really well, drives well. We note that the AC comes on, the fan comes on. It's probably low on refrigerant. We haven't done anything to address that, but just want to point it out to you. The Becker Europa also powers up. I don't get a signal on it, and I'm not sure if that's the head unit or what that might be, but I want to bring that to your attention. All the other switches and hardware and things like that inside the car move freely. There's no binding in the biases for the vents and whatnot. The odometer, speedometer, all the gauges work fine. The clock does not move, which is more common than not on these. The lights are all functioning properly. It's really a nice driver. That little flip-up armrest was an option. Power crank windows, but they move nice and freely. The headliner's original and looks great. And as you can see here, we've got a full package of information on the car, including the the service manual or service booklet, while the original first owner had it, showing up to the 55,000 miles to 1988 when he sold it to the owner that we purchased it from. Original window stickers you just saw. If you look at our pictures, you can see all that in detail. We break down all of the codes on the car and everything so that you can see exactly what was ordered on it. Little chip there on the hood that was touched up. The grille is in super nice condition. As you can see under the hood, it's very original. Keeps nice temperature. It's a hot day today. It's idles nice and keeps a good cool, about 180, 85 degrees on it. Around to the back here, open up the trunk and you can see just how dry and nice this car is in the trunk area. Under the mat here, this is the original trunk mat. You want to be careful with it. It's got the original spare and tool kit. And as you can see, it closes nice and smoothly. We're going to take it for a ride here, get it down the road, get it up to speed. It accelerates really well. It has no hesitation. It doesn't smoke. And it has good oil pressure. As you can see, the speedometer and the odometer both work appropriately. We have to believe the mileage is correct on this car just based on the way it drives, and the interior condition is phenomenal. It stops nice and straight. Again, no road noises or any suspension clunks or rattles. Really a good driver. The brake pedal is very confidence-inspiring underfoot. Feels like a nice, safe driver. The power steering is effortless. And the car tracks down the road nice and straight. We'll get it up in the air and show you the underside as well. As always, we encourage you to reach out by call or text with any questions or comments. We can be reached at 312-420-3696. You can also find us online at chicagocarclub.com. We'll throw the lights on here, step out and show you that the lights are functioning as they should. The headlights look nice, the corner markers are lit. And as we go around to the back, you'll see the tail lights as well. a little hard to see in the light there, but now we've got the car up in the air. We want to show you these lower edges of the panels where you can see in a little bit better detail any of the blemishes around the wheel openings. The front bumper fitment is good. The rear bumper fitment is good, which is indicative of a car that hasn't been crashed, which is good. The wheels are in great shape and the painted center caps look awesome. We don't notice any major leaks or drips. As always, there's going to be some residual oil around things, but for the most part, it's been nice and dry under the car. Little area here in the rear wheel well where it looked like it was replaced, repaired rather, probably from some sort of rust underneath there. There's a little spot on the driver's side where it's a little bit soft, and we noticed that in the corner there, maybe there was some moisture in there at some point. But all in all, the car is outstanding. It's a really great way to get into this class of Mercedes. And we encourage you to call and reach out anytime. We appreciate you looking today, and we look forward to hearing from you.